Good morning on this fine and sunny, beautiful Monday morning. And do you like my new window decoration? Just kidding. Yeah, I put up that little throw blanket because birds kept slamming into my window since I had taken down the curtains to wash. But I decided that I was not going to put the curtains back up. So if you notice on my table here, I have some boxes of window blinds. And these blinds are the 2-inch wide blinds that doesn't even have cords. I mean, you just touch them to put them up and then push down on them to let them go down. So there's no cords for animals to get tangled in or to, in my case, chew on. And so anyways, yeah, that's just up there temporary until my husband can get those blinds up. We're putting them here and we're then putting them in the living room also. So yeah, that's kind of what we've been up to, but it has rained so much this past week that, all last week, that between yesterday and today is the first day that it hasn't rained. So my husband has ran to get some gas and we are going to, or he is going to, mow the lawn. So anyways, yeah, I hope everybody's going to have a great day today and talk to you in just a bit. Hello again, everyone. I don't know if you can hear in the background, but yeah, my husband's still out there mowing the lawn. There are some areas that the grass is like 8 inches deep because we just had a lot of rain. We had like probably a 10-day period that there was just a lot of rain, and so he just couldn't get out there. It was just too wet. But anyways, I decided that I am going to scoot down the road to a nursery and I'm going to take a look around and see what I can find. So anyways, when I get back, I'll show you some of my finds. Hello again, everyone. Well, I am back from the nursery, and one of the places that I stopped other than the nursery was Home Depot, because they had organic bags of potting soil. As you can see here, I got 10 of them and on sale, and so I went ahead and got them because you need potting soil if you're going to be potting in containers. It's been from my experience that they just do a lot better. So anyways, I got that, and I got this beautiful fern behind me also from Home Depot. And anyways, I'll show you what I ended up getting from the nursery. So what I ended up getting was I got 2 rosemary plants. I got 2 of the beef steak tomatoes and 2 of the Roma tomatoes. I got a thing of cilantro, 2 of the parsley, and 2 sweet basil, and then that beautiful flower right there. I couldn't resist that. So anyways, that's what I found so far, and this is of course just the beginning of some of the things that I'll be getting. But I think that it's a good start. And if you're wondering why I went out and I bought my plants is, well, for one, for every year I usually buy at least 4 tomato plants because I like to be able to grow the tomato plants in my containers up on my patio. And this is just a way for me to be able to get them to maturity faster because we have a shorter growing season here. But the other thing is as you know, we're house hunting, so I really don't know. We could be here for many more months, or we could be here just for another 6 weeks. It's just a matter of finding that right house and everything working out that allows us to sell and move. So what I have decided to do this year is just do container gardens, except for my lettuce and my zucchini and yellow squash. I'm really going to scale things back. It's not like I had a huge garden at any point in time, but I'm even going to scale back more this year because I'm just going to do everything in containers. And I just love growing my herbs. I always have my own fresh herbs, and so yeah, I still got a few more that I gotta find, and some of the ones that I like, yeah, they're it's hard to find. You know, I went to 2 different places before I could find cilantro. Go figure. But anyways, that's what's going on here, and so that's why I bought 10 bags of that organic potting soil, and yeah, I think it's going to be nice. I really like this flower that I picked up at Home Depot. I just thought that for $10, that was really beautiful. It really has a lot of plants in there. It's very beautiful, and it's supposed to be one of those that you just drop into an empty hanging basket. I doubt if I'll just drop it into a hanging basket. I'm sure I'm just going to transplant it into a hanging basket, because they say just drop this whole thing in there. But yeah, I love flowers. Anyways, I hope everybody is enjoying their day. The skies here are so blue and beautiful, and I hope where you're at, the skies are blue also. And I'll talk to all of you in just a little while. For today's devotion, we will be reading in Genesis chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. It's often said that the best place to start is at the beginning, yet many find it difficult to begin reading in Genesis. They are thrown off believing it to be somewhat antiquated, especially if they are reading one of the older versions. Others are discouraged because they bring to the study of this book preconceived ideas and certain concepts about God in the Bible, which makes the book of Genesis seem dull or inconsequential. While others are biased and reject this book as unscientific and archaic in its concepts, so they tend to read this book, particularly the first few chapters, with a sense of tradition or mythology. They read it only to be informed about a book, but are already prejudiced against it. So it's my desire and my hope that we take a deeper look at Genesis chapter 1 and carefully note what is said here and what is not. The word Genesis means beginning, so it's an appropriate title for this book. And today we begin with verse 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, which is simple enough for a child to understand, yet it's profound to even inspire the greatest thinkers to ponder its ramifications. Genesis 1:1 is certainly one of the most beloved and consequential sentences ever written. Christians will often pass over this text quickly, so accustomed to the fundamental idea of the Christian worldview that God is the creator and we are his creatures, while others roll their eyes in disbelief. The first thing God tells us in Genesis 1:1 is that there was a beginning. Not a beginning to God, but a beginning to time and to the earth and to the environment in which we live. Now, it's at this point that I want to make perfectly clear a truth that is very important in our study. And that is, we must first recognize that it is not the intention of the Bible to be a textbook on science. Although there is science revealed in parts of it, it was never intended to be a scientific book. If it were, the book would have been much thicker than it is. Rather, the Bible is intended to be a book of redemption. Its purpose is not to tell us how the heavens go, but how to go to heaven. It declares the way out for a troubled and bemused and accursed race, and it is the only book that speaks with authority in this area. The Bible reveals truth on a higher level, on a spiritual level. God gave us his word, the Bible, that we might understand what goes on in the human spirit, for this affects everything that we do. And God has deliberately made the physical to correspond to the spiritual to help illustrate to us what's going on within us. When looking for info on this devotion, I read of a man named Dr. Philby, who was the senior lecturer at a senior lecturer on inorganic chemistry at an English technical college. And he said the following: the material world is designed to produce parallels or parables of the spiritual. There is indeed a spiritual law operating in the natural world, and God put us on a planet where light is separated from darkness for our spiritual education as well as our physical needs. There is a spiritual as well as a physical reason for the pattern of creation, and he who divorces science from true religion will never be able to come to a real understanding of the world. Now, in my personal opinion, which I don't often give, but it seems evident that the physical heavens and earth are used to illustrate the fundamental differences that exist between human and divine life. God operates very differently from mankind. However, it is his intention that mankind should share his life and live as he lives. Obviously, then, we must learn a wholly different way of living. That is the ultimate subject of the Bible: how to live on a different level of life, the level on which God intended mankind to live. This is declared very specifically in Isaiah 55, 8 and 9, in which God says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, says the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." And it's with that that I want to remind you that life happens. Let's enjoy it. So let's begin where the Bible begins, at the only place to begin in order to understand the world in which we live. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. God bless, and I hope that you will want to continue in this journey through in the beginning. Talk to you all in just another day here, and I hope you will want to leave comments below.